Your cat is asleep, belly exposed, throat exposed, every soft, unprotected part of their body facing up, completely open, completely defenseless. In the wild, that position gets a cat killed. So why does yours do it? Right in front of you, without a second thought. Most people think it just means they're comfortable. That's not even close to the real answer. And once you understand what's actually happening, you'll never look at your sleeping cat the same way again. In the wild, survival means never fully switching off. Even sleep stays light and guarded. So when a cat goes completely limp and exposed, unable to defend itself, something is overriding millions of years of instinct. That override isn't random. It's a decision your cat is making about you. Specifically today, we're breaking down 6 moments where your cat drops its guard completely just to be near you. Some of these you've seen 100 times without realizing what they actually cost your cat to do. But stay until the end, because the last one is the closest thing a cat can give to proof that you are, in their mind, safety itself. Number 1, sleeping belly up in front of you. Think about the last time you saw your cat sprawled out, belly to the ceiling, paws loose, completely still. It's an image people screenshot and send to friends because it looks so peaceful. Most owners assume this means the cat is simply relaxed, maybe a little dramatic, maybe just enjoying a sunny spot. But comfort alone doesn't explain the position. Plenty of comfortable spots exist where a cat could curl up tight and still protect its vital organs. This one doesn't protect anything. The belly is the one place on a cat's body with no bone, no thick fur, no natural armor. It's where the heart, lungs, and stomach sit closest to the surface. In the wild, exposing that area even for a few seconds is a gamble most animals never take, unless they're certain nothing nearby can hurt them. Animal behaviorists generally agree that this kind of full-body exposure is tied directly to perceived safety in the immediate environment, not just physical comfort, but a read on whether a threat could realistically appear. A cat's nervous system is built to stay one twitch away from defense at all times. Belly up sleep requires that system to go quiet, and that's really what this behavior is about. Not affection, but permission. Your cat isn't necessarily thinking "I love you" in that moment. It's thinking, or rather instinctively sensing, that this specific space, with you in it, doesn't require defending. That's a narrower, more specific kind of trust than warmth or bonding. It's a trust in the environment itself, one that only exists because you're part of it. Number 2, closing their eyes slowly while you're nearby. Picture this: you're sitting quietly, and your cat is a few feet away, watching you. Then, slowly, their eyes start to close. Not a blink, but a long, deliberate fade, almost like they're fighting sleep. A few seconds later, they open again, just as slowly. Most people know this as the cat kiss or slow blink, and by now it's become almost a meme. Proof your cat loves you. But the popular explanation skips over why this specific action is so costly for a cat to perform. Vision is a cat's primary defense system. Their eyes are almost always tracking movement, scanning entry points, watching for anything that shifts in the environment. Closing them, even briefly, means voluntarily shutting down that system in the presence of another creature. This lines up with what's known about feline vigilance patterns. A cat's willingness to lower visual awareness, even for a second or two, is one of the clearest external signs that its threat monitoring system has been dialed down. It's not sleepiness. It's a release state. The muscles around the eyes, face, and body physically relax because there's nothing left to watch for. Here's the part most people miss. This isn't about affection so much as permission to stop monitoring you. Every other creature in your cat's life gets watched, read, assessed, tracked. When your cat closes its eyes near you, it's telling its own nervous system that you don't need to be tracked anymore. That's a different kind of trust than warmth or attachment. It's trust built on predictability. Your cat has learned, through repetition, exactly what to expect from you. And that expectation is safety. Number 3, eating slowly instead of rushing the bowl. Have you ever noticed your cat take their time at the food bowl, pausing between bites, wandering off and coming back, almost treating a meal like it's no big deal? Most owners read this as pickiness, or assume the cat just isn't that hungry. But speed at the food bowl has very little to do with appetite. It has to do with something much older. In the wild, food is the single most contested resource an animal will ever defend. Eating quickly, bolting a meal before something bigger arrives to take it, is a survival strategy baked into almost every species that's ever had to compete for a kill. Even well-fed animals often retain the instinct to eat fast, simply because slowing down was historically dangerous. So when a cat eats unhurried, walks away mid-meal, and returns without concern, it's signaling something specific. It doesn't expect the food to be threatened. This lines up with what's known about resource-guarding behavior in animals. The instinct to rush a meal is directly tied to a perceived risk of losing it. And that instinct only relaxes in environments an animal has learned are secure. This is a different flavor of trust than the last two. It's not about your presence directly. It's about the environment you've created. Your cat isn't just trusting you not to hurt it. It's trusting that the resources it depends on, the food, the space, the routine, won't be taken away. That kind of trust takes longer to build than physical closeness, because it's based on repeated proof over time, not a single moment of comfort. Number 4, grooming themselves fully in the open, mid-room. You've probably seen it. Your cat plops down in the middle of the living room floor, not tucked in a corner, not hidden under furniture, and starts a full grooming session, licking a paw, cleaning behind an ear, working through their whole coat like nothing else in the world matters. Most people barely register this as anything meaningful. Cats groom constantly. So what's the difference between doing it in the open versus somewhere hidden? The difference is significant. Grooming is one of the most self-absorbing activities a cat can engage in. It requires closing the eyes partway, turning attention inward, and temporarily ignoring the surrounding environment. Animals with strong self-preservation instincts tend to reserve this kind of activity for locations they've already assessed as low risk, tucked away, backed into a corner, somewhere with limited angles of approach. Choosing to do it out in the open, in the middle of a shared space, with full exposure on every side, skips that instinctive step entirely. Behaviorists generally view this as a sign that the cat isn't running a threat assessment on the room at all. It's already decided, based on experience, that nothing there requires watching. The trust angle here is subtly different from the others. This isn't about you specifically, and it's not about food security. It's about spatial trust. Your cat has essentially mapped your shared home as safe territory, room by room, and stopped treating open spaces as places that need defending. That kind of trust is built slowly, visit by visit, day by day, until an entire environment stops registering as a risk. Number 5, turning their back to you and staying there. Think about the last time your cat walked into a room, sat down near you, and simply turned their back. Not for a second, but for the whole time you were both in that space. At first glance, this might even look like disinterest, like the cat would rather watch the door or the window than pay attention to you. But that reading misses what's actually happening biologically. A cat's blind spot is directly behind them. Everything in front, to the sides, even slightly behind at an angle, falls within their field of vision or their whisker and ear sensitivity. But directly behind is the one zone a cat genuinely cannot monitor without turning around. In the wild, leaving that blind spot exposed near another creature is one of the riskiest positions an animal can put itself in, because it removes any chance of reacting to a surprise approach. This lines up with what's understood about predator-prey awareness in general. Animals instinctively orient their vulnerable side away from anything they perceive as a potential threat, and toward anything they've already ruled out as safe. A cat choosing to turn its blind spot toward you repeatedly isn't ignoring you, it's the opposite. It has already run the calculation and concluded that you don't belong in the watch category at all. This form of trust is quieter than the others, and easy to miss because it doesn't look like affection on the surface. But it might be one of the purest signals on this list, because it doesn't require anything soft or affectionate to be happening. Your cat doesn't need to be touching you, looking at you, or even acknowledging you. It just needs to feel safe enough to stop watching your direction entirely, and that's a decision built entirely on trust, with nothing else attached to it. Number 6, stretching fully extended on their side near you. Of everything on this list, this is the one that looks the most ordinary, and it's exactly why it means the most. Your cat walks over, lies down beside you, and stretches out completely. Front legs extended one way, back legs the other, spine elongated, body flat against the floor or the couch. No curl, no tuck, no paws pulled in, ready to push off. Just fully, completely open. Every other position on this list involves at least one small margin of recovery. A cat sleeping belly up can still flip and land on its feet in under a second. A cat grooming in the open can stop mid-lick and react. But full side extension removes almost all of that. It takes real time to get from fully stretched out to fully defensive. For an animal whose entire evolutionary design is built around not needing that time, this is about as far from instinct as a cat can get. And this is the one place where the emotional explanation actually deserves to be the whole answer, because everything before it has been building toward this. This isn't about food security, or spatial trust, or visual monitoring. This is a cat whose entire nervous system has decided, completely, that nothing near you requires readiness. Not sometimes. Not in this one spot. Just not with you, period. It's the same reason a person can only truly fall asleep in a car, or on someone else's couch, once they've stopped bracing for something to go wrong. Your cat isn't thinking about trust in the way you or I would use the word. But biologically, this stretch is the closest thing a cat is capable of expressing to it. An animal that spent thousands of generations learning never to fully let go, choosing, right there in your living room, to let go completely. That's not a small thing. That's the whole video, distilled into one shape on the floor. 6 moments. 6 small decisions your cat makes, over and over, without ever explaining any of them to you. A belly left exposed. Eyes closing when they don't have to, a meal eaten slowly, a grooming session with no hiding spot, a back turned toward the one direction that should matter most, a body stretched out with nothing held in reserve. None of these require your cat to do anything dramatic. That's the part most people miss. Trust, for a cat, doesn't look like excitement or affection the way it does for a dog. It looks like stillness. It looks like an animal simply forgetting to be careful. Because for the first time in its evolutionary history, it doesn't have to be. Understanding these small behaviors can completely change how you see your cat. If this video helped you catch something you'd never noticed before, that's exactly what the like button is for. It tells YouTube to put this in front of more people who love their cats just as much as you do. And if you want to go even deeper into how your cat actually experiences the world, the video on the screen right now breaks down another behavior almost every owner completely misunderstands.